or are you going to put it on your YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Live? Okay. You got your cameras running? Welcome to O'Hare Stadium. We apologize for the delay in getting this webcast started for you. Tom Anderson with you. It is just underway. 8:06 to go here in the opening quarter. Loveland started with the ball. They went 3 and out, punted. Pierce had a return of 42 yards. The War Eagles got the ball at the Loveland 35-yard line, got it inside the 10, turned it over on downs. It is now first and, well, they don't have it up there. I'm trying to figure out where the ball is at. Ball is back at the 2, so they went half the distance on a penalty. Pass goes incomplete. So bring up second and long now for Loveland. At quarterback for Loveland, Weldon Colbert. The running back is George Urtiga. We did not, unfortunately, get the starting lineups for Loveland, so we'll pick up those numbers as we go through. So the ball is on the far hash marks, just inside the 2-yard line. They started with the ball at the 9 on the turnover on downs. So taking the snap out of the end zone, out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ball on the far hash mark as Loveland moves right to left. Look over on the flat, quick pass in, and that's going to be intercepted. That is Colby Ulmer, touchdown, War Eagles! That is a playmaker touchdown for Ulmer on the interception. So the War Eagles on the board, or are they going to call him down? Nobody touched him. I don't know if they play pro rules or college rules. Okay, it is not a touchdown. Take that off the board. Ulmer with the interception, though. And let's see. I think the officials are still trying to figure out where the ball is. Ball will be at the 10-yard line. First and goal for the War Eagles. So they've started 2 drives inside elite territory. War Eagles will send 1 to the far side. That is R.J. Playmaker Smith. Now Loveland's going to take a timeout. So not sure whether we have spots ready to roll here or not. We're still trying to get everything all figured out. Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. In collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation. Yards to Brady Freeland on that first drive. Derek Newman on that first drive, 3 carries for 14 yards. Marta had 1 carry for 7. It'll be second and 10. From the 10-yard line, the ball on the far hash marks. War Eagles moving left to right. There's a little bit of a breeze coming from the southeast, swirling the flags on the goalpost slightly. Single setback. to the left of Marta out of the shotgun. 2 receivers each way. Swing pass into the far corner. Up for it. Touchdown. Yes, touchdown War Eagles. And that is Tony Pierce went up high for the catch. And the War Eagles are on the board. That's a Playmaker touchdown, sponsored by Playmakers in the Uptown Mall. So the War Eagles on the board first, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Marta to Pierce. We did not get a kicker for the War Eagles. They were auditioning kickers, and nobody looked real promising, so I don't know that we'll see much other than kickoffs from the War Eagles on the kicking side. They will line up. They'll go for 2. Out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, running back to the right. Motion man coming left to right. I believe that is Friedland. Marta rolls to his left, throws it back across. The ball is knocked away in and out of the hands a couple of times. That pass will go incomplete. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll come back with the Paisanos Bakia kickoff as we continue from the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth here at O'Hara Stadium. Back in 1 minute.
Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast.
Well, we said the War Eagles didn't have much for kicking, and that was a spinner. Almost recovered, though, by the War Eagles. The ball bounced around some. Tom Anderson back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. It will be 1st and 10 for Loveland. Good field position at the 41-yard line. 7:30 to go, opening period, and the War Eagles on the board first on the touchdown pass from Marta to Pierce. 2-point conversion failed. It's a 6-0 lead for the War Eagles on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Ball on the near hash marks, just short of the 41-yard line for Loveland. They'll send 2 receivers each way, single setback. Big Bryce Sanchez on the far side in the slot. Setback, Ortega, back to throw. Downfield, and that is Sanchez has the football inside the 30-yard line. Still on his feet. He is a load to bring down. Still on his feet. Spins away from yet another tackle. That is a huge run after the catch by Sanchez. And that ball will be inside the 20-yard line. That is the first down for Loveland. 2 on the game for the War Eagles. The ball to the 19-yard line. That is a pickup of 40 on the play. So 1st and 10 now for Loveland. Ball on the near hash marks. Little conversation in the backfield. Looks like they're going to go with a bunch set on the near side. 3 receivers. They send Sanchez out to the far side, just outside the far hash mark. He'll be picked up out there by Ulmer. Back to throw, looking near side. Little flanker screen to number 29, and he'll be driven back after a couple of yard gain. Jay Rowe on the tackle. And the reception by Emmanuel Armstrong. They will spot progress at the 17-yard line. The pickup of 2 on the play. So 2nd and 8. We'll get the defensive lineups here for the War Eagles in just a moment. Starting lineups brought to you by Traders Market. Traders Market located in the Uptown Mall, open on weekends, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 5, Sunday, 10 to 4. Single setback? No, double setbacks. No, single setback, 2 to the right. Now the motion man from the far side. Low snap, handled. Fake the handoff, swing it out to the near side. That catch is made just inside the sideline. And that's Brendan Bolin on the catch. They will spot the ball at the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 3 for Bolin. 3 straight completions after the initial incompletion by Colbert. 3rd and about 5. They have to get just inside the 10 to the 9. Ball stays on the near hash mark. Single setback, they'll split 2 each way. Motion man from the near side is Bolin. Goes to the far side, back to throw. Out to Bolin in the flat. Picked off! That's going to be all the way for the War Eagles. To the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown! And that is number 2, Jordan Kirksey with the playmaker. Interception and touchdown. Second interception of the game. And Kirksey takes it the distance as they tried to swing it far out in the flat. He picked that off somewhere around the 15-yard line, so unofficially we're going to credit him 85 yards. Jordan Kirksey, playmaker touchdown, playmaker interception. Playmakers located in the Uptown Rapid Mall. Follow them on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at playmakersllc.com. Now they are going to send a kicker out for the War Eagles. I believe that is Tyler Longland, number 3. See if they actually kick the football. The ball will be spotted at the 10. The kick is up, and it will be off to the left, no good. 12-0 lead on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. War Eagles with the lead on top. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with the Paisanos Paquia kickoff here on War Eagles football from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. All right, we are back. A short kick. Ball taken at the 30 by an up man. He's immediately pounded down on the far side at the 36-yard line. It will be Loveland with the football, 1st and 10 from there. War Eagles up on the Dakota Discount scoreboard by a score of 12-0. Dakota Discount, your local RV dealer with 2 locations, 3330 Mall Drive and off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Call for sales, parts, or service at 388-8243, online at DakotaDiscountRV.com. So the ball between the hash marks at the 36. 4:37 to go, first quarter. And the War Eagles defense has come up with a couple of interceptions. Ulmer picked one off down at the 10. And that got turned into a touchdown. Marta to Pierce, 2-point conversion failed. And that unofficially 85-yard interception return by Jordan Kirksey. Out of the pistol now. Bunch 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Back to throw. Rolls right, out in the flat. Finds Bolin again. Bolin breaks a tackle. And has stopped progress on the numbers on the far side at the 40. So let me plug in a couple of interceptions here. For Colbert, get his numbers up to speed. He is now 4 of 7 on the game. They spotted it just outside the 41, so a pickup of 5. Bolin with the catch. It's his second catch, just 8 yards off those receptions. They'll empty the backfield. 3 to the far side. That's the short side of the field. 2 to the near side. 1 outside the hash, 1 inside the hash here on the near side. Colbert under pressure. Can't get away. That's the second sack of the game. And getting in there for the War Eagles, number 22, Trent Youngworth. The second sack, a couple of interceptions, and this War Eagle defense that looked so good in their scrimmage here on Saturday. That'll bring up a third down. The ball back to the 35-yard line. It's a loss of 6. Be 3rd and 11 now for Loveland. They rotate a new lineman in. Ball between the hash marks here. And we apologize for getting on late. And hopefully you found us. We had to go a different route. We hope to get everything on track. First time out, trying to get this up and rolling. So we'll get better as we go along. Empty backfield. 2 to the far side, 3 to the near side. Good rush out to the near side. That one is just behind the receiver. That is Bolin again coming up with a catch. And he got hammered immediately by Denham Rodham. It looked like Rodham actually had a shot to come away with the interception. So the ball out to the 41. That'll be a pickup of 6 yards for Bolin on his 3rd reception. Just 1 running play so far here for Elite. Satan Messeth, get the right one. JJ, it's a French name. Let's try it. De Bouvier back to punt. And it'll be Pierce dropping deep for the War Eagles. Also dropping short will be Jay Rowe. So the second 3 and out for Loveland, and sandwiched in between there, a couple of interceptions. So the War Eagle defense has come to play here opening day. We'll go back and pick up some of the pregame notes. Short snap, the ball's on the ground, and the ball's still kicking around. Picked up by the Elite, and his knee goes to the ground. So apparently they are playing college rules. The punter couldn't handle the low snap. He's kind of a big guy, had a hard time bending down. Ball bounced around, and a loss back to the 23-yard line. So turn it over on downs. And the War Eagles once again start a drive inside Elite territory. Ball will be at the Elite 23-yard line. Minute 12 to go. Very fast moving first quarter. War Eagles lead it on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard by a score of 12-0. Single setback for the War Eagles. Devo Field, fake. Marta throws to the far sideline, and that looked like it might have been tipped at the line. And the defender for the Elite, Kevin Tina, not able to get there. Had a shot at a pick 6 had he been able to get there more quickly. Martin now 2 of 5 with the touchdown. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the War Eagles. Want to thank our webcast sponsors, including Playmakers, Mike's Auto Sales, Dakota Discount RV, Traders Market, Paisanos Pakia, and Soundbites Vintage. Field stands to the right, gets a handoff, busts outside, trying to turn the corner, and he's going to get spun around. The ball is loose, picked up by the War Eagles, and that's going to go nowhere. The ball will be a loss back to the 29-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6. Fumble and then recovered. So a loss of 6 to the team total. 2nd and 16. War Eagles are going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Just want to run through some of our other sponsors. The game sponsors for the War Eagles include Play It Again Sports, NutriShop, Casey Peterson, Active Life Chiropractic, Monument Health Sports Performance Institute, Kodiak Handyman and Auto, Hidden Gems Auto, RYMC Highlights, Colt 45 Entertainment, Hidden Gems Elite, Social House, Inland Truck Parts and Service, Sanchez Flooring, On Time Apparel, Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, and Impact Kids Academy, and the Impact Learning and Development. We want to thank all of our sponsors for helping out getting this second season of War Eagle football. They've been around 9 or 10 years, but the second season under head coach and owner Jesse Koratar. They were 3-5 last year. They defeated Loveland in their matchup last year. Loveland was 3-5. They finished 6th. War Eagles made the playoffs at 3-5, finishing 4th. Now looking at a 3rd and 16. Field in the backfield, swings out to the right. Mart under pressure, hit from the right side, got stacked up and sacked up on the tackle for Loveland, number 84. Well, there may not be 84. There's no 84 on their roster. Might be 81. Yeah, no 81 on the roster, so we don't have a complete roster. They were supposed to have sent an updated roster. Did not have a number for a couple of the big guys. So the sack all the way back to the 35. That'll be a loss of 6. The first sack for Loveland. And it's going to be 4th and 22. So for the War Eagles right now, the ball on the far hash marks. Kicking into a slight breeze if they kick. It looks like they're going to run a play. Looking just to get some field position maybe out of it. 4th and 22, they have to get down to the 13-yard line or so. Single set back is field. Marta steps up. Ball knocked away from behind, and the ball's still loose. Either way, it's going to belong to Loveland. I don't know who came up with the recovery. I think the War Eagles came up with the recovery, but the turnover on downs. And that will end the first period. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with more War Eagle football. This is War Eagle football from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth on YouTube. 12-0 lead for the War Eagles on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard after 1 period of play. It was a Marta to Pierce 10-yard touchdown pass after an interception by Ulmer. And then Jordan Kirksey returns an interception for a touchdown. Unofficially, we have that at 85 yards. Neither extra point was good. It will be Loveland with the football as they switch sides of the field, now moving left to right in their gold uniforms, gold helmets with the black numbers. War Eagles in their dark purple and black outfits with the white numbers. And they're having a discussion here while they do that. Remind you that we'll have our player of the game at the post game with Paisanos Piquia. Paisanos Piquia Pizza and more, dine in or carry out. Call 341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. If you haven't had Paisanos Pizza, you haven't had pizza. We'll also, at the half, bring you the Soundbites Vintage halftime report. We missed the pregame with our technical difficulties. We appreciate those of you who have found us, and we will have all the home games, hopefully without the technical difficulties. It will be 3 weeks from tonight when the War Eagles are back at home. They're on the road the next 2 weeks against the two teams that vied for the championship last year, the Nightmare and the Flames. It will be Loveland single setback. Looks like they have a new running back in there, so we'll try and shuffle our papers here and get the rosters. Single setback to the right, motion man from the far side. It would be a handoff between the right guard and tackle. I believe that is number 2. That'd be Paul McGarry. So McGarry, just the second run of the game for Loveland. They move it out over the 35, just short of the 36-yard line. So a pickup of 5 for McGarry on the carry. I spared you the McGarry carry, and then I just gave it to you. So the ball at the 36 will be 2nd and 5 for Loveland. They have struggled offensively so far. 2 interceptions. They had a misplay off the snap the last time they had the football, so they've gone 3 and out on a punt. Interception, turn it over on downs off that last punt, and here they are looking in pretty good situation. Ball on the near hash marks. Not sure what the delay is unless they're trying to get the clock set up right. I think they're trying to get the clock adjusted. Maybe they only had 5 seconds jump off the clock. Give us a chance to take a look at the starting defense. I'm not sure who's out there right now, but we'll give you the starters. It was at safety, Jordan Kirksey with the touchdown. R.J. Big Play Smith. Kobe Ulmer also had an interception. Jay Rowe, they are the cornerbacks. Cam Neely and Trent Youngworth are the linebackers. The nickelback is Tony Pierce. Defensive end, Rainer Whitcomb, the Samoan Hammer. Austin DeCory at the other end. Dallas DeCory, the tackles. A couple of DeBeasts there. And Brandon Gayton at the other tackle. The starting offense for the War Eagles, quarterback John Marta, the running back Derek Newman, left tackle Riley Gay, left guard Patrick Shaver, the center Nathan Rasmussen, Aaron Doyle, and Tyler Anderson anchor the right side of that offensive line. Wide receivers starting the game were Brady Freeland, Kobe Ulmer, and Tony the Pro Pierce. Eddie Rooks, the big tight end. Now I think we're ready to roll here for Loveland. Ball on the near hash marks, moving now left to right. 2 receivers split each way on the far side, 1 on either side of the hash marks. Sanchez goes in motion to the far near side. Bad snap, popped right up in the air. That's going to be the 3rd sack of the game for the War Eagles. Did not see who was in there. 2 or 3 purple jerseys on top of him. That'll be a loss back to the 31. So they lost the 5 they picked up on the run. 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. Loveland struggled offensively last year. They put up just 50 points in their 8 games. War Eagles beat them in their meeting last year 30-9, and the defense dominating Loveland right now. 3rd and 10. Ball sits between the hash marks, again, the single setback, 3 to the near side. They look to the far side, little turn-in pattern at the 35. and that's as much as he'll get. That'll give him progress to 36, so they pick up the 5 that they lost on the sack. The completion to Armstrong, his second catch. So Colbert able to complete some passes, but everything in single digits other than that big 40-yarder to Big Sanchez, and most of that was off his run as he bounced War Eagle defenders off him. It's going to be 4th down, though. Another punt upcoming for Loveland. Pierce will drop back. He'll stand right around his 30-yard line between the hash marks. Now, the last punt, that snap was low, and the punter, DeBouvier, I'm sure that's somewhat close. He'll be taking the snap on the far hash marks at about the 23. That low snap, he wasn't able to get down to it, and it was Rapid City taking the football over on downs, but they weren't able to do anything with it moving from the 23. They actually lost yardage back to 31. Good snap this time. Punt is short and spinning. That is going to hit at the 40, bounce straight up in the air. It will be War Eagle football. For the first time, they start in their own territory, but not bad field position at all at the 41-yard line with 12.5 to go on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. It's 12-0 War Eagles with the lead. Join us at the half for the Soundbites Vintage Halftime Report. We'll go through the numbers. I was able to keep the numbers rolling as we ran through our technical difficulties. War Eagle football. And the Traders Market change at quarterback for the War Eagles. We were told that they were going to rotate a couple of players in here just to change a pace. A little swing pass, shuffle out to the near side, and bouncing off a couple of tacklers for the War Eagles. Somewhere here I had a roster. For the War Eagles, that was Newman. I thought it was number 10. So Newman get the ball out to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 8 for Newman, 2nd and 2. Ball on the near hash, just short of midfield at the 49. They have to get just the other side of midfield for the first down. Run an I formation. Big package at fullback. We'll see who that up back was. Didn't pick up much, maybe a few inches. I think they'll mark him back at the 49. And coming up from the bottom of the pile, that might have been Nathan Rasmussen. So they give it to the big guy up front, hoping he would plow through the line, but no gain on the carry. Marta back in at quarterback. I think that was Kobe Ulmer who was standing at quarterback on that last play. He will play some quarterback. We got 3 or 4 guys they may rotate back in there, but John Marta is the starter. That was not Rasmussen. That was, I see a 9 on the backside. Again, out of the I formation. Ulmer under center. Thought they brought Marta back in, but it's Ulmer. Fake the handoff. He'll take it around the outside, crosses midfield, makes a move at the 45, and a flag comes in. That's probably coming back. Our first flag of the game, which for an opening game is pretty impressive. Usually you're going to see lots of laundry in an opening game, especially with teams who have not had a lot of time necessarily to practice. We'll get the call. It'll be a holding penalty against the War Eagles. So take away the first down and march the War Eagles back. It's going to be 3rd and long. The War Eagles lose 10 on the penalty, mark the ball back to the 39. It will be now 3rd and 12 for the War Eagles. Now they do spot the ball. It'll be just inside the far hash marks. get our first penalty of the game. For the War Eagles, looks like Marta back in at quarterback now. 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Marta looks right, throws it down the sideline. That is too far. The defender well covered. Pass was intended. It might have been Pierce on the far side. Numbers bunch up just a little bit. Pass goes incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down now. So Marta, 2 out of 6 with a touchdown, 13 yards. With the ball at their own 39, they're lining up like they're going for it on a 4th and 12. Bold move if they do actually snap the ball. See Corritor, now they've got Ulmer drop. I believe that's Ulmer drop back. Might be Messeth. There's a 7 on there, 1 step. Kicks it off the right side. It's going to bounce inside the 30 and then off the Loveland Elite return man at about the 21. And that was Ulmer with the punt, so not a bad kick. Loveland will get the football back, trailing 12-0 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. So for Loveland, big play of 40 yards, 2 interceptions in their pass game, 66 total yards unofficially for the Elite here in the first half, 9:50 to go. They will start with the ball just touching their 20-yard line on the far hash marks. Lights are on here at O'Hara Stadium as the clouds start to cover and the sun starts to set. Beautiful night for football here at O'Hara Stadium. First of 8 games for the War Eagles, 4 at home, 4 on the road. 6 teams in the league this year. Talk a little bit more about the league at the half. Empty backfield. I believe that is still Colbert. War Eagles creeping up on the right side, looking at blitz. Open over the middle, Sanchez, but the ball thrown short. Goes incomplete. For the War Eagles, coming across was Cam Neely from his safety position. So Colbert, who had connected his last 3 passes, goes incomplete there. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20. Couple of game sponsors, Active Life Chiropractic, Dr. Charles and Michaela Stepp deliver real care and lasting results for athletes, busy parents, pregnant moms, and growing kids. Learn more at ActiveLifeSouthSD.com. Feel the Active Life difference. They'll go empty backfield again. 3 receivers to the near side. Ball on the far hash mark. That's 2 to the short side of the field. Looks like they might have been changing the play. War Eagles showing a stunt from the left side. They'll bring the blitz. Heave it down the field. That's going to be an interception. Yes. Still on his feet. That's R.J. Smith down the near sideline. Tippy toes down. That's going to be another interception. Playmaker touchdown. And there's a flag at the 29. Loveland thinks it's going to be against the War Eagles. We'll see. Check that as Jordan Kirksey, number 2. Not R.J. Smith. Kirksey at his 2nd interception for a touchdown. We'll see if it stands. Officials are going to talk about it. Kirksey caught the ball one-handed, went down to the ground but did not touch a knee. So I think the interception stands, and in post-possession, the penalty, yes, it will be War Eagle football. So Kirksey with the interception, take the touchdown off the board. penalty against the War Eagles for 10 yards, but it's really more than that. It cost them 6. But it will be War Eagle football. Their third pick, the second by Kirksey, making an early bid for that Paisanos player of the game. War Eagles with the football again in elite territory, starting from the 44-yard line, 9:27 to go, second period on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Single setback, we have movement up front. And it's going to be a false start against the War Eagles, so move back 5 on the penalty. Penalty-free first quarter. The 5 flags thrown here in the second period. Just a little short of 6 minutes in. So it'll be a 1st and 15. Marta, I think that might be field to his right. They rotate running backs in. No, that is not field. Toss it over the middle, bounces around, and pass goes incomplete. That was playing pinball out there with the football that bounced off several players before falling to the ground. Pass is incomplete by Marta. He is now just 2 of 7. Threw the ball a little bit behind the intended receiver over the middle. That's a dangerous place to have a ball bounce up in the air. There were 3 Loveland players there. None of them could come up with the interception. So the ball stays with the War Eagles. And it will be 2nd and 15. Played Against Sports, from baseball, golf, and hockey equipment to fitness and more. We've got what you need to stay active on North Cross Street. Shop online at Play It Against Sports, RapidCity.com, and follow on social media, Play It Against Sports, where Rapid City plays. 2 receivers bunched to the far side. Now the motion man, he'll double back the other way. Marta back to throw, ran into his back. Over the middle, and that's thrown on the backside of Kobe Ulmer. And the passing game right now for the War Eagles just out of sync. They've actually had pretty good success running the football. Derek Newman's carried the ball 4 times for 22 yards. Marta had a run for 7, but they've gone away from the running game. And Marta has misfired on his last 4 pass attempts. So it brings up a 3rd and 15, 9:15 remaining first half. Ball just touching the 49-yard line on the elite side of the 50. 2 receivers the far side. The far receiver almost lined up 5 yards offside. Single setback, back to throw. Down the middle, that's going to be intercepted and then dropped. Break for the War Eagles, a one-handed attempt by Garrett Hendrickson. And he had some room to ramble down the near side. Once again, Marta misfiring on the pass. It will be 4th and 15. Let's see if they bring Ulmer out here to kick it away. The way the War Eagles defense has been playing, they might take a chance here that they come up with a big play, nothing else, pick up some yards, put the elite inside the 40 on their side of the field, and put the War Eagle defense back to work. 3 interceptions here in the first half, including 1 for a touchdown by the War Eagle defense. They've also gotten the ball turned over on downs. The elite just not able to move against this very tough War Eagle defense. It's going to be the way it is, especially in a league like this, again, where they don't get a lot of time. You have a lot of new players coming in. That offense takes a while to gel. The defense, if you have athletes out there, they're just going to pin their ears back and go for it. War Eagles will set up to punt. Covey. Now, remember, he can throw the football, but he'll kick it away. Good kick by Covey. Sends that way over the head. It will bounce and go into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback. Loveland Elite will take over at their 20. But a couple of good-looking punts by Covey. It does have the wind behind him here in the second quarter with 8:58 to go on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. War Eagles up by a couple of touchdowns, 12-0. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with more from the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. This is War Eagle football.
Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast.
Back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Loveland to lead with the football. 1st and 10 from their 20 between the hash marks. Single setback, back to throw. The near side, the ball tipped right into the hands of the War Eagles. That is Jay Rowe. Happy birthday, Jay Rowe. He looked up right at the right time. The ball was tipped by the elite receiver and right into the arms of Jay Rowe. The 4th interception of the game. That's back-to-back INTs by Colbert. And once again, the War Eagles with a chance to put the ball in the end zone as they start in the Loveland territory at the 19. 8:48 remaining first half on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Join us for the Soundbites Vintage halftime report. We have some numbers to talk about, a lot of defensive plays. And then at the end of the game, we have the player of the game sponsored by Paisanos Paquia. Want to thank Monument Sports Performance, the official medicine and performance provider of the Rapid City War Eagles. Trust Monument Health to keep you moving. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Visit Monument Health/orthopedics for more information. Single setback fields. Throw it quickly out on the swing pass right side. We have a flag down, and that's probably coming back as the pass was completed to Pierce. He made his way inside the 10. The flag sits at the 19-yard line. And now we have a flag late in the end zone, so we'll see what's going on with that. It'll be a dead ball penalty. So we'll see how the officials handle this one. The ball looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 7 or 8 yard line. I can't tell where the official's standing exactly. That would be a pickup of 12 for Pierce. Okay, so they signal a penalty against the War Eagles. We don't have a mic'd official out there. The ball was at the 19. They've spotted it back at the 24 on the penalty, so a loss of 5. That's the 4th flag against the War Eagles, all here in the second period. Well, now they're going to step it off from there. So I think they had the 5-yard penalty, and then the second flag, dead ball, was a personal foul penalty against the War Eagles. So from the 24 back to the 39-yard line, total loss on the 2 penalties of 20 yards. So the War Eagles given a gift off the interception by Rowe, 1st and 10 from the 19. Now looking at a 1st and 30. They have to get the ball inside the 10 to the 9. They're sitting at the 39 right now on the near hash marks. They'll split 2 out to the far side, 2 to the near side. And the running back, I believe, in there right now is Devo Field, number 5. Last year's offensive MVP, Marta at quarterback. Traders Market starting lineup. Trying to see who we have here on the near side. Looks like Kirksey on the inside and Pierce on the outside of the numbers here on the near side of the field. Ball just inside the near hash marks as the War Eagles move right to left here in the second period. Getting a little bit of a breeze behind them. First game for the officials, first game for the broadcast team, first game for each of the teams. So there's going to be some little hiccups along the way. We were here Wednesday. All the equipment worked great. We got here today. The soundboard didn't work. The cameras didn't want to line up. And then we couldn't get online. But here we are. We're ready to go. Pierce goes in motion from the near side. He gets the inside pitch on the jet sweep. Makes a cut. 30, 25, 20. And Tony the Pro Pierce makes up a huge difference on the penalty yardage. Out of bounds. Let's see where they spot him. It's going to be outside the 15 at the 18-yard line. So a pickup of 21 yards. So Pierce on the carry. Let me find him here. Pickup of 21. It would be 2nd and 9. They have to get to the 9. They're sitting at the 18 right now on the far hash marks. He'll bring a single receiver to the near side. Bunch 3 to the far side. Near side receiver is Savon Messeth. Fields, I believe, is to the left of Marta. Marta, look for Field on the swing, goes to Messeth. Touchdown in the end zone! On the post play, Savon Messeth. That's a playmaker's touchdown. No flags on the field this time. And the War Eagles in the end zone for the 3rd time here in the first half. That touchdown brought to you by Playmakers. Located in the Uptown Rapid Mall and J.C. Penney Wing. Follow them on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events. And go online at playmakersllc.com. That's an 18-yard touchdown pass. The second of the game for Marta. This one to Messeth. And on to do the kicking on the extra point, Tyler Longland. Put the snap down at the 10. Longland, right-footed kicker, number 3. Missed his first extra point to the left on the other side of the field. This one is blocked at the line of scrimmage. But on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard, it's an 18-0 lead for the War Eagles back in 1 minute with the kickoff from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. This is War Eagles football.
Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4.
Back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Messeth from 18 yards out with the touchdown reception. Pierce with the other touchdown reception from Marta. Marta completed 3 of 10, but 2 of those in the end zone. The kick, another short one, a spinner, handled at the 25 between the hash marks, out over the 35. 40 still on his feet. Out over the 45 and finally taken down at the 47-yard line. See who comes out of the bottom of the pile. I believe that was number 28 for Loveland. That'd be Sheldon Eaton on the return. So Loveland with the football. 8:14 to go on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. They'll have the ball at the 47-yard line, trailing now 18-0. A couple of touchdown passes, an interception return for a touchdown. And the War Eagles, despite 5 penalties, including a 20-yard grouping of penalties to start that drive, they moved from the 19 back to the 39-yard line. In 2 plays, they got it all back. 21-yard run by Pierce, the 18-yard touchdown pass. Empty backfield now. Looks like we might have a new quarterback in. We'll try and get that number. Back to throw, near side. The pass is completed. Immediately tackled. It's Trevor Moonen in at quarterback. The reception for a couple of yards to the 49-yard line. I believe that was Bolin again with the reception. The 2nd and 8 it was Bolin. That is his 4th catch of the day. A little breeze that we had, kind of still swirling a little bit. Flags to the left on the backside of Loveland, moving a little bit more than the ones on the goalposts that they're moving to, but they are moving into that wind. Single setback. Man in motion, Sanchez goes to the far side, back to throw. Looking left, rolling left, under pressure, throws it down the near sideline. And there's Sanchez, comes up with the catch, and he is taken out of bounds inside the War Eagle 30 Bryce Sanchez with another big play. And Sanchez is still down. Big guy took a tumble on the War Eagles sideline. They'll mark the ball at the 27-yard line. Be a pickup of 34, so Sanchez with catches at 40 and 34 yards. And with this, is he up and moving now? They will bring him to the near sideline, so we'll keep it right here. And these two teams met last year. One of 3 regular season wins for the War Eagles. They came away with a 30-9 victory. That 3-5 record for the War Eagles put them in 4th place. They lost in the first round to eventual champion Northern Colorado, the NOCO Nightmare. Nightmare went on to win the title with a win over the COS Flames. The Flames only lost last year in the regular season was to the Nightmare. Nightmare have gone undefeated in the previous 2 seasons, won back-to-back titles, and last year they defeated a team from Florida for a national championship. So Sanchez has helped off the field. That's a big loss. He's had their 2 big plays so far. There are only 2 first downs. Single setback, back to throw off the high snap, looking right, going to the end zone, and that pass is caught. Yes, touchdown. The completion goes to Derek Davenport, number 23. So Davenport with the touchdown. And Loveland on the board for the first time. That one coming from 27 yards out. From Trevor Moonen to Davenport. And Loveland. Well, looks like they'll set up to kick. So 18-6 at the moment, 6:56 to go in the first half on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Now Loveland, short a player. He's hustling to get out there. It's going to be a delay, or are they going to take a timeout? Yeah, the snap will be made. The holder, Christopher Weiser. The kick drilled through the uprights is good. So 6:56 to go here in the first half, 18-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. We're back with more War Eagle football in 1 minute from the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth.
Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com. Paisanos Pachillas, pizza and more, tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches, and don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos Pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast.
Back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Quick short drive for Loveland. They took over at their own 47-yard line. And it took them just 3 plays to get in the end zone. Moonen to Davenport. Here's a very short kick. That'll be taken. No. Bounces through a War Eagle and recovered by Loveland. It went right through 3 purple jerseys. Now, did he get possession of the football before he was out of bounds? It will be Loveland football. Not really an onside kick, but it worked just as effectively. And Loveland has the football right back in War Eagle territory, trailing 18-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Ball at the War Eagle 40-yard line. So the War Eagles give up the touchdown. They give the ball right back to the Elite. The Elite trying to get some momentum going here. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Ball on the near hash mark, moving left to right. Single step back to the left. They'll bring a motion man from the far side to the near side. Back to throw. Moonen stays in a quarterback. Pump fake. Now he's on the run. Rolls left. In trouble. He's going to be hit and taken down. The 4th sack of the game for the War Eagles. And I think for the War Eagles, that was Jay Rowe coming up to get the sack. Now they're going to say he made it back to the line of scrimmage. So no sack, no gain for Moonen. And the Elite have totally abandoned the running game. I really expected the first game with that passing game not really necessarily being in sync for either team, that they would be running the football a lot more. Not so. 7 attempts for the War Eagles, just 3 now for Loveland. Back to throw again, Moonen. Right side, downfield, that'll be intercepted. Yep, that's another one. 3rd interception and then a fumble. They might have given it right back. Let's see. I was looking down. Jordan Kirksey came up with the interception. And who ends up with the football on the field after the fumble? We have a player for Loveland down on the field again. So Kirksey with his 3rd interception of the game. First thrown by Moonen, the 5th interception overall now for the War Eagle defense. Player on the ground. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back to the Mike's Auto Sales with more War Eagles football on YouTube.
Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. We also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. It'll be War Eagle football after the interception. That was Paul McGarry who came off the field for Loveland. The War Eagles after the 3rd Jordan Kirksey interception will have the football just over 6 minutes to go, 6:05 to go here in the first half. Man in motion is Ulmer to the near side. Hand off to the back. Didn't see who was in there. We'll get the running back coming up off the field. And still didn't see the number. Try and figure out who stayed in. So a pickup of a couple out to the 24-yard line. It's like Matthew McCray, number 10, is in the game at running back. Man in motion from the far side. They fake the swing, give it to McCray. McCray busts between the numbers and the hash mark on the far side, rolls forward. That'll be a first down for the War Eagles. Well, is that 18 or is that 10? I don't think that's Newman. I think that is 10, McCray. That'll be a playmaker's first down either way. Ball out to the 34. That's a pickup of 10 on the carry. Try and get a better look at the number. One receiver to the far side. They'll bunch 3 near the hash marks here on the near side as they move right to left. Man in motion is Ulmer, near side to the far side. They'll give the football to the near side here. Making a spinning move, still on his feet, coming to the near side and taken down. That is Newman. That is 18, Derek Newman. Another first down for the War Eagles. Another playmaker's first down.
And that will be to the 45-yard line of the Elite. Pickup of 21. So big back-to-back runs by Derek Newman. They've gotten back to the running game. Newman 6 carries unofficially, 53 yards here in the first half. Join us at the half of the Soundbites Vintage Halftime Report. We will cover all the numbers. They will be unofficial, officially. Out of the I formation again. Looks like Ulmer may be the up back. Fields the deep back. No, it's Ulmer in motion. A little log jam there. And Devo Field has nowhere to run. That play they may need to work on in practice. There's a little confusion. So no gain for Devo Fields. It'll be 2nd and 10. In Elite territory at the 45-yard line. The War Eagles lead it 18-7 here in the first half. 3:12 and running on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Ball on the near hash mark, sitting right at the 45-yard line. As they spread out over the field to the right side with 3 receivers bunched up between the numbers and the hash mark. 1 to the near side. Now the motion man is Ulmer getting his running in. Over the head of Marta, bounces right back to him. Looks downfield, finds Ulmer. He's upended inside the 45. That'll be a pickup of a couple at the 43-yard line. Ulmer took a big hit. Fortuitous bounce for the War Eagles. Came right back to Marta. And there's a pile up underneath. They thought the ball might have come loose. And there are a couple of big linemen down there they had to untangle. And the War Eagles will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We're back in 1 minute from the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth as War Eagles football on YouTube.
At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. You find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Playmakers Sports Cars, Memorabilia, and Gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at playmakersllc.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast.
The Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth, the War Eagles with the football, looking at a 3rd and 8. This drive started at their 22 after the 3rd interception of the game for Jordan Kirksey. Field stands to the left of Marta on the near hash marks. 3 receivers far side. Marta looks that way, a little turn in. Low throw, the pickup by Ulmer. That'll be another War Eagle first down. Playmaker first down, number 5 of the game. Ulmer with his 2nd catch. And that will be a 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 on the little turn-in pattern to Ulmer. And now Marta has 3 straight completions. They run a quick no-huddle. Field stands to the left, ball on the far hash mark, back to throw. Marta looks again, wants to sideline, and throws behind Ulmer on the turn-in, but there's a flag thrown from the defensive backfield. And we will wait for the call. After no flags in the first period, we hadn't seen a penalty for a while here in the second, but they were sure bunched up at the beginning. 5 penalties, 2 on 1 play for the War Eagles, 2 penalties against the Elite. And they're going to back it up here. This first down from the 34. And it will go, it looks like, against the War Eagles. They're facing that way. They'll march it off from the 34. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Penalty number 6 against the War Eagles. Back to the 39-yard line the ball goes. So an ineligible player on the field is the call. War Eagles, excellent field position throughout the game. They started at the Elite 35, the Elite 10, the Elite 23. They started at their own 41. Back in elite territory at the 44, at the Elite 19. And this is their deepest start from the 22, but they marched the ball into elite territory. After the penalty, it will be 1st and 15. We have a little break on the field. We'll take a look at some of our other game sponsors. Casey Peterson, LTD, CPAs, accountants, and financial experts. Know there's a real person behind every tax return and financial statement. That's why they don't just crunch numbers, they build relationships. Ball sits now on the far hash marks. War Eagles moving right to left. That wind is continuing to go up and down, but it's just a light breeze on a beautiful night here at O'Hare Stadium. Marta, high snap, back to throw, looks right side, turn in pattern. There is big play, RJ. RJ Smith with the catch. And that will be another playmaker's first down. 18-yard line, 21-yard completion rather to RJ Smith. Marta's completed 4 straight passes now, starting with that 18-yard touchdown pass to Messeth on their last possession. 1st and 10 from the 18. We have movement up front. That's going to be a flag. And let's see which way they point. Of course, the Lions always think it's against the other player. Looks like Loveland's going to back up. It'll be their 3rd penalty. So make it now a 1st and 5 for the War Eagles from the 13-yard line. NutriShop in Rapid City, your go-to destination for premium supplements, sports nutrition, and wellness support. NutriShop, real support, real results. War Eagles ready to get after it. They lead at 18-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. 1:30 to go here in the first half. They'll split 3 receivers to the near side, spread them out, slot outside the numbers, and 1 at the hash mark. Field stands to the right of Marta. Marta calls out the play to his receivers on the left. 1 receiver to the far side. Back throw. Marta has room. Starts to run. Throws it. That's going to be a War Eagle touchdown. That is big play. R.J. Smith. A playmaker's touchdown for the War Eagles. 13-yard touchdown pass to R.J. Smith. He made a couple of big plays on this drive that started at their 22-yard line nearly 5 minutes ago. So R.J. Smith from 13 yards out has his second catch, both of those on this drive. That's the 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Marta. So 4 times in the end zone, 3 touchdown passes. Jordan Kirksey took a pick 6 from about 85 yards out. That was their second score of the game. Kirksey with 2 other touchdowns off interceptions. So the War Eagles, a big first half here, and they will go for 2. They'll bunch 3 on the far side between the hash mark and the numbers. They'll send field in motion out of the backfield. High snap. Marta handles it, rolls to his right, throws back across, and that is a completion. That is Ulmer with the 2-point playmaker, 2-point conversion for the War Eagles. Makes it well, let's back it up. There's the flag. Didn't catch the flag sitting at the 5 on the near side of the field. I think we'll do this again. So Kirksey had another interception return taken off the board because of penalties. So the War Eagles will try it again, this time from the 9-yard line. An 8-yard line, rather. Seven penalties against the purple and black here in the first half. Something Coach Jesse Corator will be talking about, I'm sure, at the half. 1:24 to go here in the first half. 24-7 right now on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Going for 2. High snap. Marta chases it down. This time the bounce does not come up to him. And it will be 24-7 still on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. We'll take a break of 1 minute and back with more from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. This is War Eagle Football on YouTube.
Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast.
The kick handled by Loveland on the far side, still on his feet, making way over the 40, still on his feet, digging and gets out over the 45-yard line. Good return. Looked like he was bottled up back around the 25-yard line. We got a couple of War Eagle players down on the field. I don't know if they collided. There's a pile up on that far sideline. Not sure who the return man was for Loveland. Looks like Paul McGarry is back out there. He went off the field earlier with an injury. He might have been on the return. But a couple of Loveland players still down. We'll take a break here, and we'll be back with more from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. War Eagle Football on YouTube.
Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. We also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at DakotaDiscountRV.com.
Tom Anderson back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. The two War Eagles make their way off the field over to the bench. It'll be Loveland football with 1:05 to go here in the first half on the Dakota Discount scoreboard. 24-7, the War Eagles with the lead. The ball sitting at the elite 46-yard line. Back to throw out of an empty backfield. Moon in trouble, dragged down from behind. Again, he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. So the War Eagles don't get credit for the sack, but making the tackle was big Austin DeBeast DeCory. They covered Austin and Dallas DeCory both when they were at Central, and they were beasts then. Actually, it's a loss of one back to the 45, so give DeCory the sack. That is sack number 4 for the War Eagles. Empty backfield again, 2 to the far side, 3 to the near side. High snap, throw down the sideline, and Ulmer mistimed his jump. He thought he was going to come up with a pick. I think he tipped the ball. They were trying to get the ball to Bolin again. He's had 4 catches, but nothing for more than 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 11 now after that incomplete pass. War Eagles trying to close out this first half. 27 seconds to go. 3rd and 11 from the 45-yard line. This defense for the War Eagles has been everything that Coach Jesse Corritor thought it was going to be. He really expected big things, as did his defensive coordinator, Jimmy Jones. I talked to him at practice on Thursday, and he was very, very pleased with what he saw in that scrimmage here at the Mines on Saturday. And the defenses should always be ahead of the offense here in the opening game, and that's been the case for the War Eagles. Empty backfield, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Ball sitting at the logo at the 45 between the hash marks. Back to throw, under pressure again, steps up, down the middle. The pass completed. Big hit. But Bolin hangs on to it. That'll move the sticks. Third first down for the Elite. That'll be to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 17 on Bolin's 5th catch of the game. Clock is stopped, 14 seconds to go. Loveland will take the timeout. We'll keep it right here as we get ready to head in the half. Tell you a little bit more about some of the War Eagle team sponsors, including Hidden Gems Photography. From sports action shots to portraits and special events, Hidden Gems Photography turns memories into lasting keepsakes. Be sure to check Ashley out on Facebook, and Ashley running around here taking photos today. You can check out her action shots. Also here today, RYMC Highlights, specializing in high-energy sports photography and highlight coverage that captures every big play, fast break, and game-winning moments. Be sure to check out Ryan on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Both very talented photographers. War Eagles, lucky to have those two on staff here, and their support of War Eagle football is appreciated. So it will be Loveland with the football, 1st and 10 from the War Eagle 38, but they have just 14 seconds with which to work here at the end of the first half. Ball sits between the hash marks. They'll empty the backfield again, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Bolin took a huge hit. I think that might have been Kirksey, or it could have been R.J. Smith, one of the two back there. Put a big smack on him. Again, a high snap. Bolin throws the ball down the field behind the defender. That is Sanchez, who walked off the field. Had to be actually helped off the field earlier in the half. Actually, that's not Sanchez. That is number 3, Garrett Hendrickson. And he was shaken up on the play. He will come to the sideline. Incomplete pass with 6 seconds to go here in the first half. Colbert started at quarterback for the Elite. Moonen came in. Loveland will take a timeout again. We'll keep it right here and talk a little bit more about the game sponsors. Inland Truck Parts and Service is your trusted partner for keeping trucks running strong and on the road. From quality parts to expert service and support, they help you stay moving with confidence. Colt 45 Entertainment. They bring energy, excitement, and top-tier entertainment to every event they're part of, turning them into unforgettable experiences. Colt 45 Entertainment makes your event come alive. And Kodiak Handyman and Auto. They're a reliable local source for dependable repairs, maintenance, and honest service. From home projects to automotive needs, Kodiak gets the job done right the first time. Sanchez Roofing, another sponsor of War Eagle football. They provide reliable, high-quality roofing services you can count on. From repairs to full replacements, they take pride in protecting homes and delivering solid workmanship every time. So Loveland, one play left here, most likely in the half with 6 seconds to go. Looking at a 2nd and 10, ball still at the 38 between the hash marks, empty backfield. 2 left, 3 right. Back to throw off the good snap, goes left sideline. Tried to run a double move, and not biting was Jay Rowe. And there's still 1 tick left, so one more play for Loveland. They'll get another opportunity here. Stick with us at the half. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back after I've had a chance to add up some numbers, take a look at the stats, and talk a little bit more about this Championship Football League, of which the War Eagles participate, their 2nd year in the league. So the War Eagle defense, we're going to talk a lot about them also at the half. It's been a big first half for the War Eagles defense. They have held the Elite to very little in the way of offense, and they've made some huge plays defensively. 1 tick left. They'll go 2 left, 3 right again. Moonen at quarterback. High snap over his head. It rolls back midfield, throws it up for grabs, and that is going to be a hit delivered just as the ball got there. by Kirksey. I actually thought Kirksey, with the way the ball was hanging up, he had an opportunity to step in and pick another pass off, and that might have been a pick six. Instead, he went for the hit, and that is an appropriate way for that first half to end. A big hit by Kirksey wraps things up here in the first half with the Rapid City War Eagles leading it on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard by a score of 24-7. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and we'll come back with the Soundbites Vintage halftime report. This is War Eagle football from the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth on YouTube.
Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime, and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Paisanos Pachias, pizza and more, tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches, and don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Playmakers Sports Cars, Memorabilia, and Gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney Wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at playmakersllc.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime, and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutosalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Paisanos Pachillas, pizza and more, tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches, and don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos Pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Playmakers Sports Cars, Memorabilia, and Gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney Wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at PlaymakersLLC.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4.
Welcome back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth here at O'Hare Stadium on opening day of the CFL. This is the Soundbites Vintage halftime report, and it's been all War Eagles in the first half. They lead it on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard, 24-7. Loveland started the game with a 3-and-out punt. War Eagles took over at the Loveland 35-yard line. They got it inside the 10. They ended up turning the ball over on downs. Loveland gets the ball right back for about 2 plays, and then interception by Kobe Ulmer gave the football right back to the War Eagles at the 10-yard line. After an incomplete pass, it was Marta to Tony Pierce for the touchdown from 10 yards out with 7:35 to go in the first quarter. It was a 6-0 lead for the War Eagles. On the next possession, Loveland got the ball. Great field position. They got it at the 41, a huge pass play down the field to their big wide receiver, Sanchez. He rumbled his way all the way down to the 19-yard line of the War Eagles. They got it to the 14. Then Jordan Kirksey steps in front of a pass from quarterback Weldon Colbert, picks it off somewhere around the 15-yard line, takes it to the house, 85 yards out. Both extra points were missed. It was a 12-0 lead with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Both teams exchanged turnovers on downs. Loveland throws another interception. This one, I believe, was, it wasn't Jay Rowe. War Eagles take over. They end up having to punt the ball away. Loveland, incomplete pass. Kirksey with his second interception gives the ball back to the War Eagles at the 44. They can't do anything with it. They had a penalty, a couple of no gains, and an incomplete pass. They have to punt the ball away. Loveland on their first play from scrimmage from the 20, Jay Rowe steps in front of a pass and comes up with the interception. And the War Eagles this time take advantage of it. They were at the 19. They had 2 penalties, wiped a touchdown off the board. They took a 5-yard penalty on the play and then a 15-yard personal foul penalty, marched them all the way back to the 39. 21-yard run by Pierce put him back at the 18. And then an 18-yard touchdown pass from Marta to Messeth was the third score of the game for the War Eagles. This point after was blocked. It was 18-0 as the second quarter was winding down. As 8:29 on the clock, rather, when the War Eagles scored. Loveland put together a little bit of a drive. They got the ball at the 47 after a short kickoff. Moonen hit Davenport from 27 yards out for the first and only score of the first half for the Loveland Elite, 18-7 at that point, 6:56 to go. Then Loveland on the kickoff, the ball bounced by 3 War Eagles, was recovered by the Elite. So they had great position at the 40-yard line of the War Eagles. And then Kirksey steps in front of his third pass of the first half. 3 interceptions in the first half. Gave the ball to the War Eagles at the 22-yard line. The only time they started in their own territory, second time they started at the 41, but their worst field position, and they put together their longest drive of the game, 78 yards, and they went in just under 5 minutes at 87 yards, highlighted by a 13-yard touchdown pass from Marta to big play R.J. Smith, 24-7, as the extra point was no good for the 4th time in the first half. Loveland ran out the clock. They had opportunities. They had the ball at the 46. They got the ball into War Eagle territory at the 38. They had 2 shots at it, not able to make anything happen. That is our halftime score on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard, 24-7. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with more of the Soundbites Vintage halftime report. Well, in just a moment. We'll take a look at some numbers. No, we will take a 1-minute break.
Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. We also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime, and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Paisanos Pachillas, pizza and more, tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches, and don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos Pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Playmakers Sports Cars, member.
3 penalties against Loveland in that first half for 15 yards. The War Eagles, about the only thing they didn't do well. 7 penalties, 55 yards, including that double dip for 20 yards, but they came back and scored the touchdown. Unofficially 6 first downs for the War Eagles, 3 first downs rather for the Elite. 5 interceptions in the first half for the War Eagle defense to go along with 4 sacks and another near sack. No turnovers by the War Eagles via interception or fumble, but they did turn the ball over twice on downs, and they allowed 1 sack. Individual numbers. Well, first the team, 8 rushes, negative 14 yards. That includes the 4 sacks, but their starting running back, George Ortega, 1 carry, no gain. Paul McGarry had 1 carry for 5 yards. Moonen, the quarterback, 1 carry for -1, and then the 4 sacks in there. So 8 carries, minus 14 yards. 6 out of 12, 4 interceptions for the starter, Weldon Colbert, 61 yards, 40 of those on 1 shot to Sanchez. 4 of 7 with 1 interception and a touchdown for Moonen, 80 yards, 127 yards of total offense unofficially for Loveland in the first half. For the War Eagles, Derek Newman didn't get a lot of opportunities, but he made the most out of them. Those 6 carries for 53 yards, 3 carries for more than 10 yards, had an 8-yarder or 2-yarder. Devo Fields had 1 carry for no gain. John Marta, 1 carry on a scramble for 7.
one of their big linemen out of the fullback position. Ran once for 0. Tony Pierce, 1 carry for 21 yards. And then a couple of negative plays as a team for -10. Unofficially 12 carries for the team, 71 yards. John Martis, 7 of 14, did not throw an interception, 3 touchdowns in the first half, 76 yards, 147 total yards for the War Eagles. Brady Freeland with a catch for 3. Kobe Ulmer had a couple catches for 11 yards. Tony Pierce, 1 catch for a touchdown, 10 yards. Savon Messeth, his 1 catch went 18 yards for the touchdown. Big play, R.J. Smith, 2 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown. So that's a look at the numbers at the half. 24-7. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with more of the Soundbites Vintage Halftime Show from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. This is War Eagle Football on YouTube. Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime, and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at DakotaDiscountRV.com. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street, or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Paisanos Pachias, pizza and more. Tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches. And don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos Pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Playmakers Sports Cars, Memorabilia, and Gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney Wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at PlaymakersLLC.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Tom Anderson back with you. The Soundbites Vintage Halftime Report from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth here at O'Hara Stadium. Getting ready for the third quarter here shortly. 24-7 our halftime score on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. We want to thank our webcast partners for helping us out with the webcast. Don't blame them for our shortcomings that we got started here. Playmakers, Sports Card, Memorabilia, and Gaming located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney Wing. Broadcast booth is sponsored by Mike's Auto Sales. Dakota Discount RV is our scoreboard sponsor. Starting lineup is brought to you by Traders Market. Player of the game, Paisanos Paquia, and your pregame, halftime, postgame from Soundbites Vintage. Last year, there were 8 teams in the Championship Football League, the CFL. This year, just 6 teams. The championship last year won by the NOCO Nightmare. That will be next week's opponent for the War Eagles, or the next opponent up, actually. Yeah, I think it is next week that they will be on the road against NOCO. Then they're off for Memorial Day weekend. Then on the road to play the team that came in second with just 1 loss last year, the Colorado Springs COS Flames.
The War Eagles finished 4th last year with a record of 3-5. They defeated Loveland in their matchup last year. After they play NOCO and COS, they will be on the road in week 4 versus Mile High. Then they're back home to start the second half. I think they actually play COS at home. Now I had a schedule, and my schedule I misplaced. But I think they play the Flames at home. Then in week 4 they are on the road. They come back week 5 and 6 they're at home. Then 7 and 8 they are on the road. So the War Eagles looking impressive here so far in the first half. Offensively, they haven't put up huge numbers, but they've taken care of the football. They've only turned it over on downs on 2 occasions. Not real confident in their kicking game. So they went for it a couple of times rather than kick the ball away. Loveland will boot it away here to start the second half. This has been your Soundbites Vintage halftime report, brought to you by Soundbites Vintage in the Traders Market in the Uptown Mall. Open weekends, Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Come by. That's my shop. Come by and see me. Say hi. Hopefully you're enjoying our webcast. So the War Eagles to receive here to start the second half. Looks like field on the far side. Don't see the number of the player on the near side. Loveland will be kicking right to left. That breeze continues to come and go. And this will be drilled. The ball bounces into the end zone. That was Tyler Longland, the other man back for the War Eagles. So to start the second half, it will be the War Eagles with the football at the 20. They will bring Marta out, your Traders Market starting lineup, to start the game. We didn't get a chance to really look at the offenses and defenses. And somewhere in this mess of papers I actually have. Their starting lineup for the game was John Marta, Derek Newman at running back, Riley Gay, Patrick Shaver, Nathan Rasmussen, Aaron Doyle, and Tyler Anderson up front. Brady Freeland, Kobe Ulmer, and Tony Pierce at wide receiver. Eddie Rooks, the tight end. But Coach Jesse told us that we would be seeing lots of different players shuffle in and out. It'll be Martin Fields to start the second half in the backfield. They'll bring a man in motion, pitch it to field, goes left side, tries to cut up between the numbers and the hash mark, gets hit after a pickup of a couple. Let's see if they mark him at the 21 or 22. It looks like it'll be a pickup of 2 for Devo Fields. His second carry will be 2nd and 8, ball sitting on the far hash marks. Hidden Gems Elite builds strong athletes on and off the field with a focus on faith, family, and football. This program helps young players grow their skills and compete with confidence every time they step onto the field. Thank you, Hidden Gems Elite. 2nd and 8, ball on the far side. They'll bunch 3 between the hash mark and the end of the line. Fields will go motion left side. Marta rolls that way. Now he'll run. The big guy makes his way out over the 30, slides in at the 33 or 34 yard line. Marta checking in at 6'5" and 215. And they will mark him at the 34-yard line. That was a pickup of 8. His second carry for 15 yards is going to bring up a 3rd and 1. The ball just shy of the 20 or the 34-yard line rather on the far side of the field. Fields stays in the backfield. He'll stand to the left of Marta, bring 3 receivers to the near side. 1 to the far side, outside the numbers. They'll throw it on a 3rd and short. And that pass is short, intended over the middle for the big tight end, Eddie Rooks. So on a 3rd and 1, they put the ball in the air. It'd be 4th and 1. War Eagles, you would think, would punt the ball away from the 34-yard line. But the way their defense has been playing early here in the third quarter with a 24-7 lead. We'll see if they take a chance. And it looks like they're going to line up. Now we'll see if they actually snap the football or if they try and draw Loveland off sides. Loveland with just 3 penalties in the first half. That's as I look down at my scorecard, they ran a quick play and I didn't see who it was. Okay, let's see. That might have been Liam Van Ruth. No, I think that was Kevin Hare, number 59. That might have been who carried the ball in the first half. I looked down for a moment. They snapped the ball quickly. The ball at the 40. That is Playmaker's first down here to start the third quarter. Ball at the 40-yard line, a pickup of 6. Out of the shotgun, back to throw. Marta, pressure from the left, comes out to the near side. There's a collision between a couple of Loveland defenders. It looked like a mix-up on the pattern by the War Eagles. Both receivers near the hash marks. I think one of them was supposed to be breaking to the outside to the numbers. That's where Marta threw the football. Goes incomplete. 2nd and 10. Marta misfiring on his first 2 passes here after going 7 of 14 in the first half. Had 76 yards. Had 3 touchdowns. 1 to R.J. Smith, 1 to Pierce, and 1 to Messeth. So he made the most of those 7 completions. Newman back in the backfield now. He had a big first half, 6 carries, 53 yards. 3 to the far side of the field now. They stretch them from the hash marks between the numbers and outside the numbers. They'll go out that way. And that pass, I believe that is R.J. Smith. Couldn't run out of the shirt tackle, but got to the 45 for a pickup of 5 after getting hit initially at the line of scrimmage for big play RJ. That is his 3rd reception of the game and Marta's first completion here in the third quarter. Brings up a 3rd and 5 now from their 45, sitting on the far hash marks, moving left to right. Again, not much of a breeze. Continues just to be a beautiful night for football here at O'Hara Stadium. So very lucky to be playing at such a fantastic facility. Looking out over the ramps, the bottom ramps are pretty full. Second ramp's a lot of players' cars, but they wrap all the way around. So a good turnout here for opening night for the War Eagles, looking to put a W on the board. They lead it on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard, 24-7. Marta back to throw, has time. Protection over the middle, and that pass is completed in elite territory. On the reception is Brady Freeland. Freeland with his 2nd catch is a Playmaker's first down to the 43-yard line of the elite. That's a pickup of 12 for Freeland on the reception. Marta, after misfiring on his first 2 throws of the half, has completed 2 straight. They're going to bunch everybody near the line of scrimmage except 1 receiver out to the far side. Newman to the right of Marta out of the shotgun. Loveland comes with the blitz. It's picked up. Marta tosses it over the middle, in and out of the hands of Rooks. He had it at the 40. Started upfield, and the ball came popping out of his hands. Ball goes incomplete. 2nd and 10. The Social House, your go-to spot for great food, good vibes, and a welcoming atmosphere. Whether you're grabbing a meal with friends or watching the big game, the Social House brings people together. Monument Health Sports Performance Institute, powered by ECOS, helping athletes train smarter, recover stronger, perform at their best. Expert sport and strength conditioning and injury prevention, dedicated to elevating every level of competition. 2nd and 10, empty the backfield. 2 to the far side, 3 to the near side. That is the wide side of the field. Marta under pressure, steps up, has some room to run. Rambles over the 40, 35, inside the 35, down to about the 32. That's another Playmaker's first down. Move the sticks. Marta with a 3rd big run. That's to the 32, a pickup of 11 for Marta. 3 carries now for 26 yards. 2nd Playmaker's first down of the second half, 8 unofficially on the game. Give the ball to Newman. Has room over the right side. Cuts at the numbers. Powers his way inside the 30. Took a couple of gold jerseys with him to the 28-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 for Newman. His first carry of the second half. He's now at 7 carries, 57 yards unofficially. It will be 2nd and 6. Newman stands to the right of Marta. Ball on the near hash marks now. Tight end, I believe, to the right. Back to throw. Marta looks over the middle. Has a completion. That is Freeland in traffic. Another playmaker's first down. Move it to the 12. That's a pickup of 16 yards. Freeland with a couple of receptions here in the second half. He's got 3 in the game. 31 yards for Freeland. And the War Eagles on the move. They lead at 24-7. 9:46 to go, third quarter on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Marta back to throw. Looks left. End zone. RJ, big play! Touchdown, RJ Smith, his second of the night. RJ Smith just kind of sauntered into the end zone. He knows he had the advantage against the defender, and Marta just threw it up there for grabs. And RJ, big play, lives up to his name. War Eagles score first here in the third quarter. 12-yard connection to RJ Smith, his second touchdown of the game. Marta's 4th touchdown pass, and he is 4 of 7 in the second half with the touchdown, and they're going to line up for 2. And it's a scramble out of the pack set. That's going nowhere. War Eagles still have not converted on a point after, but they are up on the Dakota Discount scoreboard, 30-7. We're back in 1 minute from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Or did we have a flag? Nope, no flag. We're back in 1 minute.
Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Playmakers, sports cars, memorabilia, and gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at playmakersllc.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast.
Tom Anderson back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. 30-7 now on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard here at O'Hara Stadium. Tyler Loveland to kick, his best kick of the night. That sends the return man back to the 20-yard line, tiptoes his way, breaks outside. I think that's McGarry on the carry out near the 50 on the return. Paul McGarry was shaken up, and a flag comes in late at the 45. McGarry is shaken up in the first quarter, came off holding his shoulder. But a fine return from the 20 out near midfield. And now it looks like they might, no, the flag's still there. It's going to be a personal foul, I believe, against the War Eagles. Their first penalty, they were penalized 7 times for 55 yards, including a personal foul on a dead ball, and that will be a 15-yard penalty against the War Eagles. So Loveland on the great return by McGarry out to midfield will pick up another 15 on the penalty, and they are sitting in prime position at the Rapid City War Eagles 35-yard line. 9:18 to go, third quarter on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. And the Elite down to the War Eagles right now, 30-7. War Eagles defense, their first opportunity here in the third quarter, and they had a huge first half. 5 interceptions, one of them for a touchdown, another one called back off and touchdown. They had 4 sacks in the first half, generally creating havoc for the Elite. Elite put up 127 yards of offense, but most of those came on 3 or 4 plays. Empty backfield. Moonen starts the second half at quarterback. Ball on the far side to that way. Moonen back to throw. Has room. Has time. Comes out to Bolin. That's been the favorite receiver. And that will be a reception of about 9 yards to the 26-yard line. Looked like an awful long pass for just 9 yards. It hung up there for a while, but Bolin, who had 5 catches in the first half, gets one here. It'll be 2nd and 1. Bolin, though, only 1 catch over 10 yards. That was a 17-yarder near the end of the first half. Ball sitting on the near hash mark is the Elite in their gold helmets and gold jerseys, moving right to left. "4-2-5" defense for the War Eagles. Now a little confusion on the part of Loveland. They'll run an empty backfield. Colbert, the starting quarterback, is now out on the field. He's in the slot on the far side at the hash mark. Back to throw. Moonen looks right, gets hit. The ball in the air and loose. His arm looked like it was going forward, and in fact, it will be an incomplete pass. Big pressure coming from the War Eagles from the right side. It will be 3rd and 1 on the incomplete pass. Just 2 primary running attempts in that first half for Loveland. Everything else was a quarterback scramble or a quarterback sack. 5 yards between the 2 running backs on those 2 carries. Now Colbert will come to the sideline, see if they go with a bigger package. 3 first downs in the first half for Loveland. McGarry stands to the right of, I believe that is still Moonen at quarterback. They have 3 bunched between the numbers and the hash marks here on the near side. The short side, they send Bolin in motion. Give the ball to McGarry, trying to find some room, runs through 1 tackle, gets hit, a flag comes in, and that was a big hit for the War Eagles. Tyler Longland came up. It looked like McGarry was going to have some room to run. I think he is short of the first down, but we'll see. It penalty will go against Loveland. It'll be a holding penalty. That's going to back them up behind the sticks now. It will be 3rd and 11. I would think the War Eagles would accept, even though it would have been a 4th down. It would have been 4th and very short. So back them up 10. On the penalty to the 36. And that's the biggest penalty of the day so far for Loveland. They were penalized just 3 times in the first half for 15 yards. Now the 10-yard holding penalty moves them back to the 36. It will be 3rd and 11. Moonen had a couple of big completions. Sanchez had a couple of big catches, 1 for 40 and 1 for 34. If he gets the ball in the open field, he was a load. He must have bounced 4 or 5 purple jerseys on that 40-yard reception. He caught it for about 15, ran it the rest of the way. But it does not look like he is out on the field right now. They'll run 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. But before they run the play, Loveland's going to take a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break as well. This is War Eagle Football on YouTube.
Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243 and their website with their full inventory at DakotaDiscountRV.com.
Tom Anderson. Oh, boy, let's try that again. Tom Anderson back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Wasn't expecting the call back quite when it came back. 3rd and 11 for the Elite. They'll empty the backfield, 3 wide right, 2 to the short side of the field as they move right to left. 2 down linemen, 2 linemen standing up, back to throw, under pressure, steps up, gets away, flings it sidearm to McGeary. Pass goes incomplete. It'll be 4th and 11. War Eagles had a couple of shots at Moon, and he ran through 1 arm tackle. Pretty decent protection for Loveland for the most part tonight, but they have given up 4 sacks. Another got back to the line of scrimmage, so technically not a sack, but really was a sack. Just statistically, it won't be there. 4th and 11, ball at the War Eagle 36. And it's a 30-7 lead for the War Eagles. Loveland will go for it. Bolin, their top receiver, standing on the hash marks on the far side of the field. War Eagles blitz from the right side. It's picked up. Throw it on an out pattern. In and out of the hands of... trying to see who that is. That might have been R.J. Smith. He's one of the defenders on the backside. Could have been Tony Pierce. It's either 1 or 4. The ball goes incomplete. Turnover on downs the second time in the game for Loveland. So the War Eagle defense stands up after the big return by McGeary. Got the ball out to midfield, and then the 15-yard penalty gave the Elite starting position at the 35-yard line of Rapid City. And the War Eagles defense, as they have all game, stands up big. They take over 1st and 10 from their 36. They went 80 yards on their opening possession here of the 3rd quarter. Marta, a big play, R.J. Smith for the 12-yard touchdown pass. Now they've got to hustle a player off the field. And he does step off the field. It was not a trick play. They bunch everybody. Pitch to Newman, left side. He's got a lot of traffic out there. He's going to be taken down. That'll be a loss, maybe back to the 34. The Loveland Elite defender got taken all the way back to the 21 by one of the linemen of the War Eagles, and he didn't like the extra effort put forth. Now they bump fists and call it good. Loveland players still jawing at the official. A loss back to the 34. That'll be a loss of 2 on the carry for Newman, who's otherwise had an outstanding game. 57 yards before that carry. Now 55 yards on 8 carries. He will stay in at running back. Ulmer comes to the near side as 1 wide out, 2 to the far side, slot man to the right of the line of scrimmage. So 2 each way. Back to throw. Marta steps up under pressure. He's going to be taken down. Good coverage down the field by the Elite. Marta looked like he saw somebody early. And Marta apparently lost the football going down to the ground. War Eagles recover. That'll be a sack. Back to the 32, the second sack of the game for Loveland. So a loss of 2, a loss of 2. It's now 3rd and 14 for the War Eagles as they try and get their offense on track here on their second possession of the 3rd quarter. 5:38, the clock rolls here in the 3rd quarter. 30-7 lead for Rapid City on the Dakota Discount RB scoreboard. They defeated Loveland last year by a score of 30-9. 3 come out to the near side, 1 to the far side. Marta back to throw, over the middle, in and out of the hands again of the tight end Rooks. That time he was in some traffic, a couple of defenders on his backside, but the pass goes incomplete. Marta with 22 pass attempts in the game. It'll be 4th down. Expect to see Kobe Ulmer come in to kick. That breeze has just been slight throughout the night. Still twirling the flags a bit on the goalposts. He'll be kicking into that little bit of a breeze. He's had a couple of big punts here after a little bit of a misadventure on his first kick. So Ulmer will step back. Loveland has nobody deep. And now McGeary comes in. He'll drop back to about his 40. Gets there late. He'll take the ball at the 39 on the far hash marks. Gets to midfield, goes through one tackle, still on his feet, 40, 30, down the far sideline, still in bounds, and gets knocked out of bounds on the far side. Great hustle by the War Eagles. As it starts to get dusk here, those numbers are very hard to read on the far side. And my binocular skills are not that good. And I think that might be McGeary down. He's already gone down once with what looked like was a banged-up shoulder. But a great punt return. McGeary just got back to his position as the ball came flying to him. He took the return at his 38-yard line, broke a couple of tackles near midfield, got out to the sideline, broke a couple more there, danced down the sideline, and got pushed out of bounds. That might have been Rooks on the play for the War Eagles. Out of bounds at the 4. It will be first and goal there for Loveland. So for McGeary, do some quick math here, 56-yard punt return. And the Loveland player is up and heading this way. It will be a test here for the War Eagles. First and goal from the 4. 4:51 remaining. Period number 3. They gave up one touchdown in the first half. That was on a 27-yard touchdown pass from Moonen to Davenport. Ball will be on the far hash marks. Loveland talking it over still. Want to thank On Time Apparel for their support of War Eagle football. They bring high-quality custom apparel made for athletes, teams, and fans. Be sure to stop by their booth to check out and purchase your War Eagles gear today. If you wear it, we can do it. Trying to get the backfield set up here. They got a big back in the back, and that's a high snap over the head. That's going to be a big play. The ball's still loose. It's picked up. Here come the War Eagles. A bad snap over the head. I believe that was, it wasn't McGeary. I'm trying to get the number. Those numbers bunch up as well. A single-digit number. At any rate, the turnover on the fumble. So they waste another big play by McGeary. And the War Eagles will take it over on the turnover all the way back to the 37-yard line. It's a change of 33 yards in possession. 4:06 remaining, third quarter. The War Eagles dodge a bullet there. They lead at 30-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Single setback, I believe that is Newman in the backfield. Marta still at quarterback. Your Traders market starting lineup. Motion man from the near side. They try and hand it to him. The ball is fumbled. That was Savon Messeth. So the ball will belong to the War Eagles, but they will have a loss on the play. Back to the 32-yard line. So it'll be a loss of 5. Another fumble, but recovered by the War Eagles. So they bring Messeth in motion, try and get the ball to him on the jet sweep. Mishandle on the exchange, approaching 3 minutes to go, third quarter. And the War Eagles trying to add to that 30-7 lead. Boss's Pizza and Chicken, serving a bold flavor, hot pizza and crispy chicken. They hit the spot every time, whether stopping in or taking home. Boss's has you covered. With pizza you'll crave, chicken you'll obsess over. Newman stands to the right of Marta. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ball in far hash marks. Marta back to throw. Over the middle again, intended for Rooks. Throws that one too high. Goes incomplete. So they've gone to Rooks a couple of times. It will be 3rd and 15 upcoming for the War Eagles. So after an impressive 80-yard drive to start the quarter,
They went 3 and out on their last possession, got a big break after McGarry returned the punt to the 4-yard line. Then the high snap over the head of the new quarterback went all the way out to the 37, recovered by the War Eagles there. 5 interceptions in the first half, their first fumble recovery of the night, a couple of turnovers on downs. It's been a big night for the War Eagle defense, including 1 interception return for a touchdown. Newman to the right of Marta on a 3rd and 15, ball on the far hash marks. They bounce back and forth. Motion man, Marta back to throw. Over the middle on the slant. The pass is completed to Friedland. He was the motion man that bounced a couple of times. Got over the 40 to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 11, but not enough for the first down. His 4th catch, 3 of those here in the second half after catching just 1 for 3. So that's going to bring up a 4th and a long 4 from the 43. Have to get out to the 47. They're just shy of the 43. Ball on the far hash marks, and the War Eagles will line up to go for it with the 30-7 lead and their defense playing as well as they are. Rolling the dice on a 4th and 4. Coach Jesse Cortor having faith in the offense and the defense if the offense can't come through. Empty backfield. Marta steps up, has some room to the left side, dumps it over. That one is caught. I believe that is Rooks hauling it in, their big tight end. And that will be a playmaker's first down, the 4th of the 3rd quarter to the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. So Rooks, his first catch of the night. From their 49, the War Eagles. Approaching a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Should be able to flip the field. Newman stands to the right of Marta. 2 receivers each way. Give the ball to Newman. He's hit immediately in the backfield and taken down. That is, I believe, Kevin Rebe making the early penetration. So Newman dropped for a loss the 2nd straight carry. That all the way back to the 42-yard line. It's a loss of 7 on the carry. So 2nd and 17. Bunch everybody near the line of scrimmage except for 1 receiver out to the far side. Ball on the far hash mark. Back to throw, over the middle, over the head of Friedland, and trying to run an in pattern, and there was a lot of yellow jerseys there. That'll be a 3rd down and 17 now after the incompletion. Six of 12 in the second half for Marta, including a touchdown. He was 7 of 14 in the first half with 3 touchdowns. So 50%, 30 of 26, or 13 of 26. Has not thrown a pick. 3rd and 17. War Eagles finally break huddle. They'll bunch 3 receivers, split out wide to the right around the hash marks, between the hash mark numbers. Now Newman out of the backfield comes to the right side. Heavy pressure. Marta on the run. He is going to get fumbles the ball again as the 3rd quarter ends. The fumble recovered at the 40. So it was not a sack. He got back over the line of scrimmage, but it'll be a loss of a yard back to the 40-yard line. That is the 3rd quarter. We're back to 1 minute with a 4th period here on War Eagles Football on YouTube from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Playmakers Sports Cars, Memorabilia, and Gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney Wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at playmakersllc.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast.
Tom Anderson back with you as we get ready to start period number 4 at O'Hara Stadium from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. 30-7. Just one touchdown scored in that third period, and that was the opening drive by the War Eagles. They went 80 yards. Chewed up 5.5 minutes off the clock. And that was a big play R.J. Smith touchdown pass from 12 yards out. Otherwise, the offenses from both sides struggled to get anything going in that third period. So we get ready to start the fourth quarter. It's going to be 4th and long for the War Eagles. The ball back at the 41-yard line. They're running a promo out on the field right now. They're all getting a chance to kick the ball. Their promo got started a little bit late. Gives us a chance to talk about a couple of the other game sponsors. Impact Learning and Development, dedicated to providing wraparound evidence-based services for children with learning and behavioral challenges and the families that care for them. Impact Learning and Development, unlocking potential, inspiring growth, and Impact Kids Academy. Impact Kids Academy is dedicated to helping kids learn, grow, and thrive in a fun and supportive environment. With a focus on education, character, and development, they're building a strong foundation for a brighter future. We got some food trucks out here at O'Hara Stadium serving up some goodies. Thank them for coming out to the game here tonight. I want to thank some of the support staff, Ryan Clark and Ashley Harder from RYMC Highlights and Hidden Gem Photography, shooting video and stills on the side, game day ops. Kylie Jacobson and her staff doing a great job. Ulmer back to kick. Boots it away. High kick. McGeary will take it and then bobbles it. And he's hit hard. Last time he got the ball out on a huge punt return. It looks like for the War Eagles, that might have been Sonny Snyder, number 32, with the big hit. So Loveland, after the punt, will have the football trailing 30-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. McGeary had that ball about the 22, mishandled it, bounced back, and then got smoked. So ball will be at the 14-yard line. Just underway, fourth quarter, 14:28 showing on the big clock here at O'Hara Stadium. I want to thank South Dakota Mines for allowing use of this field. Just such a beautiful facility. Great field turf down there for these guys to be playing on. Loveland will have the football. I believe, yep, Moonen is back in at quarterback after the misadventure on that snap on their last time with the ball. They had first and goal from the 4 and snapped it over the head. War Eagles recovered it at the 37. Not able to do anything with it. They punt. Loveland back in business on the offense. Have not had a first down here in the second half. Back to throw. Over the middle, that's going to be intercepted in and out of the hands of Ulmer. He can't believe it. That was a practice catch for Ulmer, and it bangs out of his hands. He's getting some grief now from Jordan Kirksey, who said, hey, man, I've got 3 of those today. That was an easy one for you. Pass goes incomplete. Moonen started off hot. He hit his first 3 through an interception. Hit 2 out of his next 4. But he is 0 for his last 3 attempts. 2nd and 10. Loveland struggled offensively last year. In 8 games, they put up just 50 points. And they have not run the football. They've only ran the ball twice with their running backs. Every other run has been a scramble by the quarterback, with 4 of those ending up in sacks. Another one got back to the line of scrimmage. Single setback. 3 left, 1 right. Looked like we had a little early start, but no call. And there's Ulmer working his way, and that's going to be a pass interference call. Ulmer hooked him as he made his way around the pass intended. I thought I had a number there. 23. Davenport, who caught the touchdown. So for the War Eagles, penalized 7 times in the first half. Their second flag here in the second half. The first flag was the personal foul. This one, the pass interference. So I guess Loveland does have a first down here in the... No, actually, that was not a first down because that came on the kick return. They get the first down here by a penalty. Out to... Well, they marked it strangely. The ball was at the 14. They didn't mark it at the 29. They didn't mark it at the 24. Ball looks like it's at the 26. So they split the difference, I guess, between a 10 and a 15-yard penalty on the pass interference. Back to throw. A lot of time. Left side and overthrow. And then a penalty comes in late. I believe that's going to be back-to-back pass interference penalties on the War Eagles. I think that was on number 1, R.J. Smith. Actually, it might have been on... Yeah, I think that was number 1, R.J. Smith. Either way, it's a penalty out to the 41. So that time they do tack on the 15 yards. So 1st and 10, Loveland back-to-back first downs is via the pass interference. The ball out to the 42-yard line. Here comes a blitz, pass out to the near side, the spin away from the tackle, and then taken out of bounds on the catch and the first down. Little extracurricular after the whistle. That pass to Davenport into War Eagle territory at the 44-yard line. So a pickup of 14 on the pass to Davenport. His second catch. Loveland's 6th first down unofficially here tonight against the War Eagles. The last 2 before that one by penalty. Little confusion for Loveland. Now they are going to send 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Single setback. 1st and 10 from the War Eagle 44-yard line. Approaching 13 minutes to go here in the quarter. Back to throw, going deep, nobody home. R.J. Smith with the interception. He went back deep, got it, directing traffic. Everybody's kind of stopped playing as if the play was over. Here comes R.J. Smith over midfield at the 40. Has room. He's at the 20, the 10, RJ, big play, Smith, touchdown. He picked that off at about the 15 or 20. And everybody just kind of stopped playing as if there was a whistle blown or a flag on the field. There are no flags. There was no whistle blown. And R.J. Smith just kind of directed traffic and made his way down the field without expending a whole lot of energy. That is one of the strangest plays I have ever seen on an interception return for a touchdown. R.J. Smith, we'll call it 85 like you did with Kirksey. Might be closer to 80, so this can be very unofficial. Yet another interception for the War Eagles. Second one returned for a score from deep in War Eagle territory. On for the extra point attempt, Tyler Longland. War Eagles trying to get their first extra point completion of the night. Score comes with 12:36 showing on the Dakota Discount scoreboard. They don't have enough players on the field. They brought one in. They're still short one. And you got to be thinking they're pretty close to being a delay a game, and I believe War Eagles are going to take a timeout, and they will take a timeout. So we'll take a 30-second timeout as well and come back and see what they do on the extra point attempt. This is War Eagle football on YouTube.
Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com.
So R.J. Smith with his second touchdown of the night. He had a 13-yard pass reception to close out the first half. And this one, 85-yard touchdown return on the interception. Now Longland ready to swing the leg. Good snap, good set. The kick looks good, is good for the first time tonight. The kick is drilled. 37-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. We're back with the kickoff in 30 from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. This is War Eagles football on YouTube.
Paisanos Pachillas, pizza and more. Tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches. And don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos Pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast.
Back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. We want to thank Mike's Auto Sales for their support of our webcast. Ask about their 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook and find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street or call 231-8890. So the War Eagles bring their special teams finally out onto the field with a 37-7 lead on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. We want to thank Dakota Discount RV, your local RV dealer with two locations, 3330 Mall Drive and off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Call for sales, parts, or service at 388-8243, online at dakotadiscountrv.com. Longland to boot it away. McGeary, one of the backs. And that kick spins. It's going to be taken by McGeary at the 17. Makes his way between the hash marks, now busts outside, trying to turn the corner outside the numbers. He is slippery. War Eagles do a better job of hemming him in this time. And now we have a flag thrown late. There's some jawing going on over on the War Eagles sideline. They've already got a couple of personal foul penalties tonight. Penalized 3 times for 45 yards here in the second half, 10 times in the game for 110 yards. So the return was out to the 35 by McGeary, and it will be against the War Eagles. Another big 15-yarder. Fourth personal foul penalty or pass interference. Actually, two pass interference, two personal foul penalties. So Loveland will have the football at midfield, 12:22 remaining in the fourth quarter on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Ball sitting right at the big jaw of the Hard Rockers logo on the far hash mark, moving left to right here in the fourth quarter, and that breeze is pretty much gone. Flags barely moving. Been a great opening night for the Eagles. 37-7 lead. Fourth quarter, their defense has stood tall. A couple of interceptions for returns. I think that's 6 interceptions on the night. New quarterback in, rolling right, throwing down the field. Intended for Davenport. Ulmer on the coverage. And for Loveland in at quarterback. Did not catch a number. The pass incomplete. Try and catch the number of the Loveland quarterback. Garrett Hendrickson in at quarterback, number 3. He'll stand on an empty backfield. 2 to the short side, 3 here to the wide side. Dumps it out on the left side, completes the pass on the out, and then immediately taken down. I believe that was Bolin. No, check that, 29, not even close to 88. Armstrong on the reception. Pick up a 5 to the 45-yard line. Armstrong with his third catch. It'll be third and a long 5. They have to get just inside the 40 for their first down. The ball sitting at the 45-yard line. Line comes up to the line of scrimmage. The backs and the receivers still huddled up. 4 sacks unofficially on the night for the War Eagles. They'll be coming hard on this one. Only 2 runs so far by the running backs, and they'll run their running back. I think that was actually Bolin in the backfield. Started to roll right, got pressured back, and there's another sack. For the War Eagles on the pressure. It might have been Joe Horst, number 86. So the sack back into elite territory at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7. It'll be 4th and 12. The ball at their 48. The elite have to go for it here, trailing on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard, 37-7, just under 10 and a half to go in the fourth quarter. Garrett Hendrickson, the new quarterback. We don't have heights or weights, but he stands out there. He's got to be about 6'5", about Marta's size. Here comes the blitz, right side, rolling away from it. Throw downfield, and that's going to be off the mark. Ulmer there defensively. The chase on the backside. I think that was Joe Horst again, defensively. Pass goes incomplete after the sack, and that is the turnover on downs for the 3rd or 4th time here tonight for the elite. It will go over to the War Eagles. They will have it at the elite 48-yard line. 10 minutes and 5 ticks to go in the ball game. War Eagles next up against the Nightmare from NOCO. They've not been defeated in the last 2 seasons. They've won the last 2 championships, and they won a national championship beating the Florida, I believe it was the Florida Panthers. And I don't know what the national championship was for, but it's a national championship. That's all that matters. And NoCo Nightmare living up to their name. War Eagles still in their huddle. Remind you to stay tuned for the Soundbites Vintage post-game show. We'll cover all the numbers, recap the scoring, all the big plays, and then it's going to be hard. Paisanos Paquia, then we're going to have a timeout now from the War Eagles as they couldn't get anything going. We're going to take a 30-second break for the War Eagles football on YouTube.
At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast.
Back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. War Eagles on the road against the Nightmare, and then they are off for Memorial Day weekend. They'll be back at home against the Colorado Springs COS Flames, the team that lost in the championship to the Nightmare last year. Out of the I formation now. Give it to Newman on a counter play, and he lost the football. Football got stripped out. It went deep into the secondary. I didn't see it hit the ground. They punched it out from behind, and it's going to be the first turnover. War Eagles have fumbled the ball 4 or 5 times tonight. That's the first time they've actually lost the ball on the fumble. They've turned the ball over twice on downs. It will be Loveland on the turnover. And the ball stays at the 48-yard line. So Loveland turns it over on downs. They get it right back at the 48 where they were sitting in a 4th down situation just a couple of minutes ago. We have a few candidates for that Paisanos Player of the Game. R.J. Smith with a couple of touchdowns. Marta has thrown for 4 scores here tonight. Kirksey with 3 interceptions, including 1 for a touchdown. I may have to pull a name out of a hat. Hendrickson at quarterback still. He'll drop back, 1-step drop, and the pass knocked away. Ulmer was there again. Pass intended for Davenport. Incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10. Good turnout for the opening night here. A lot of people down on the drive. Pretty decent turnout across the stands. It's such a beautiful night here. People out and about, out of their cars, on their tailgates. What a unique place to watch a football game here at South Dakota Mines. Single setback. War Eagles show blitz. They bring the blitz. Quick toss over the middle. Pass is completed. On the catch will be, I believe that is going to be 46. That'll be their starting running back, Ortega. His first catch. Started the game with a run. Have not called his name since then. But that'll be a Loveland first down. Got to the War Eagles 40. Pickup of 12 on the completion. Single setback again, out of the shotgun. Only a couple plays under center all night for either team. Blitz for the War Eagles, trying to put pressure on. The pass is short and unable to make the catch, going down to his knees between the hash marks and the numbers at the 30. It'll be 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. War Eagles have brought some pressure against Hendrickson, the 3rd quarterback of the night for Loveland. And he stood in there with some poise. See what the War Eagles do now with a 30-point lead, 37-7 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. It's 24-7 at the half. A couple of touchdowns here in the second half. Here comes the blitz from Ulmer, right side. The pass completed, and short of the first down will be Davenport. It'll be a pickup of 5 to the 35. Ulmer blitzing out of his cornerback position for Davenport, his third catch. Has their only touchdown of the game. Came on a 27-yard completion. Quick flip over the middle. Good move made. I believe that's Bolin again. Gave a little sidestep, picked up another yard or two. Good recovery by the War Eagles defensively to make the tackle. So call it the 27-yard line. Be a pickup of 8 and a first down. Thirty-first pass attempted unofficially for Loveland tonight. Just 2 running back runs. And now Hendrickson's going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We're back in 1 minute with more War Eagle football from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth.
Playmakers Sports Cars, Memorabilia, and Gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at playmakersllc.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast.
Make sure you join us at the end of the game. We'll have the Soundbites Vintage postgame show. We will also present the Paisanos Paquia Player of the Game, brought to you by Paisanos Paquia. We want to thank all of our webcast sponsors helping us out here. They also help us out on the post 320 baseball games. 320 on the road this weekend. They will be back at home on the 27th. They'll play post 22 on the 20th. That's at Fitzgerald. I will have their game on the 27th. Those webcast sponsors for the War Eagles and Post 320, Playmakers, Mike's Auto Sales, Dakota Discount RV, Traders Market, Paisanos Paquia, and Soundbites Vintage. Single setback, roll right, drill it, and that is completed. That's Christopher Weiser, number 18, I believe, on the catch. That is his first catch of the night. Short pickup to the 23-yard line. Pickup of 4 on the completion. Be 2nd and 6. The ball now on the near hash marks, moving left to right, are the Elite. Bolin split out to the left side. He's been the favorite target of all 3 quarterbacks here tonight. Actually, just 1 catch in the second half. He had 5 in the first half. Davenport's been thrown to maybe more, but he's only had 3 completions his way. 2 receivers each way. Straight drop back. Screen pass off to the left side. Good ankle catch across the way. It's only a result in a play of a couple of yards. Completion is to the starting quarterback, Colbert. So Colbert with the completion. And actually, he didn't pick up anything. No gain at the 23. So Big Garrick Hendrickson has come in. He's actually played better, probably the best out of the 3 quarterbacks. As far as standing in there with some poise, he's big enough. He doesn't have to worry about getting smacked. He's completed 4 straight passes, but only for 17 total yards. 3rd and 6 for the Elite from the far side of the field. They'll split 2 each way. Near side, near the numbers at the hash marks. Hendrickson will roll that way. He's under pressure. He's taken down. For Rapid City, that is, well, who is that? Thought it was Eddie Rooks for a moment. See if we can catch the number. Well, they say 52. That'd be Ty Black Elk. Yep, that is Ty Black Elk with the sack. Back to the 35-yard line. A loss of 12 on the sack. That is 6 sacks on the night to go along with 6 interceptions, and Loveland forced to go for it on 4th and long. Nearing 4.5 to go, fourth quarter. They're trailing by 30 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard, 37-7. Just trying to get something put together. Again, this is a team that put up just 50 points in 8 games last year. That's less than 7 points a game. So they're actually over their average from last year right now. I'm guessing they had some shutouts in there, probably Flames and Noco. Noco had 4 shutouts to start the season. Toss it over the middle. That's intercepted. Down the far sideline. Didn't catch the number. Cutting back at the 40, at the 30. That's going to be a pick 6 for the 3rd time tonight. Playmaker touchdown. That is Danham Rodham. Rodham. The ball was at the 35. Again, we're just going to kind of have to guess on this interception. But another big, long interception return for the War Eagles. Going to peg it at 75 yards. Thought I was going to have internet up here today and I watched the webcast, and we have a little delay, so I would have been able to catch some replays. But there is no internet up here on the weekends, apparently. There was on Wednesday. So Danham Rodham with the 75-yard interception return. Another big playmaker's play by the defensive secondary. That's 3 interception returns tonight for touchdowns. The kick is good, and there's going to be a flag. Again, the War Eagles special teams, they are having their problems. They had a player running on late, so he could be called for any number of violations. Illegal formation, illegal motion. They'll re-kick it. Their 4th penalty here of the second half, 11th on the night. And I'm not sure why they have the clock running on the penalty, but running it is. I don't think there's a mercy rule running clock here in this league, but maybe there is. Now they finally stopped the clock at 3:01. I don't think anybody's really going to complain with the score sitting at 43-7 right now. That kick is going to be short and to the left, no good. So, 3:01 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 43-7 lead on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Back with more War Eagles football from Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth on YouTube. We're back in 30 seconds.
Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4.
Back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. It has been a night for the War Eagles defense. I've lost track. They've had 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns. They had 5 interceptions in the first half. They have 2 pick sixes here in the second half. So 7 interceptions. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unofficially 6 sacks. They had a couple of others that could have been sacks. Statistically, they won't be. And here is the kick. It's going to be a short spinner. It's going to hit. One hop it on the far side. Coming to the near side over the 40. 45, room to run. Turning the corner, and the tackle for the War Eagles hustling over was Dante the Destroyer Arnett. First time we've called his name tonight. Arnett on the hustle play. But off the short kick, good return into Rapid City War Eagle territory at the 42-yard line. Loveland's had some opportunities with some good field position. They had the ball first and goal from the 4, didn't score. They turned it over on a bad snap. They had the ball at the War Eagles 40 in the first half. Now they are in War Eagle territory to start their drive here with just under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Stay with us at the conclusion of the game. We will have the Paisanos Paquia player of the game. And it may just be a pick out of the hat. There are some candidates out there. The whole defense has played outstanding. 7 interceptions, 6 sacks. Everybody's played well. Offensively, Marta's had a big game. We'll compile all those numbers. Give those to you at the conclusion of the game in the Soundbites Vintage postgame show. Single setback. We may have a new quarterback in. Pass drilled, popped up in the air, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And for Loveland, Colbert's back in at quarterback. He started the game at quarterback. Now comes back in. Goes incomplete on the first play. Clock is stopped at 2:44 remaining fourth quarter. So they had Colbert, then they brought Moonen in. Third quarterback in tonight was Garrett Hendrickson. We'll just compile some numbers for all 3 quarterbacks in the post-game show. Scorebook starts to get a little sloppy. My handwriting isn't great, so I'll have to do some deciphering. The handoff for just the second or third time tonight, and that is to McGeary, his second carry. He got wrapped up immediately. That'll be a loss of 2 back to the 44-yard line. Just the third running back carry of the night for Loveland. And the passing game has not been good. They were 10 of 19 in the first half, but 5 interceptions. Hendrickson came in, threw for a decent percentage. They just were never able to get completions down the field. We're going to have a timeout, give us a chance to run back through some things we didn't get to in the pregame. Let's take a look at the War Eagles coaching staff. Jesse Corritor, the head coach and the owner, the defensive coordinator, he's got to be so proud of these guys tonight. Jimmy Jones, I know when I talked to him at practice on Thursday, he was very excited about the possibilities of what this team can do defensively, and they have just lit it up tonight. The offensive line coach is Jace Jackson, and that offensive line's done a nice job tonight. Running back coach is Marshall Jacklin. The defensive assistant, Coach Q, the assistant defensive coordinator is Nate Roberts. The offensive and defensive line assistant, Alan Liebelt. The offensive assistant, Delwyn Millhouse. Also offensive assistant, Robert Schreckengust. The support staff, Ryan Clark and Ashley Harder, providing social media coverage, photos, videos, game day ops, Kylie Jacobson, Joyce Buckman, Ruthie Ironblaw, Emily Barbour, Tiny BM, marketing PR, Thomas Sherbarth. He's done a fantastic job with these sponsors and getting everything coordinated. He's the one who brought me on board. Really thankful for the job he's done from across the state. Derek Bailey-Meyer also doing PR. And up here in the booth on the webcast, Kane, once we got up and running, he's been running the control board. Harley P on cameras. And the PA announcer, Josh Gilbert. Thanks to all those support staff for their help, and the pass is dropped. Looking on the slant. So it's going to bring up 4th and 12. A couple of incomplete passes and a loss for 2 on the running attempt. And the War Eagles defense will have a lot to celebrate this weekend. And then they have to get prepared. The NOCO nightmare, undefeated the last 2 years. Back-to-back champions, national champions last year, defeating a team from Florida. They'll have a week off, and they're back at home here against the Colorado Springs COS Flames before heading out on the road to finish out the first half of the season. They start the second half of the season with back-to-back home games here and then finish up with 2 on the road. We'll have all 4 home games this season. And on a 4th and 12, Loveland will bring their offense to the line of scrimmage. They'll split 2 each way. Single back, Colbert back to throw. 2-step drop, pump fake. Goes left sideline, wide open. Has a receiver, and that'll be a first down across the way. 5th first down in the second half. And I believe that is, they said 21 for Loveland. That would be the first catch of the game. I thought that might have been Davenport. Mario Parra with the catch. And the completion to the 27. It's a pickup of 17 yards. So Colbert, who started the game at quarterback, went 6 of 12 with 4 picks in the first half, has come on here in the fourth quarter. And on the sideline, Jay Walker, number 43, was getting the play call. Thought for a moment they might run out of Wildcat, but Walker will split out to the right side. Some big plays early from Bryce Sanchez. Here's the pass. That is going to be a touchdown for the Loveland Elite. And that's back-to-back catches for Parra. That one from 27 yards out. So the touchdown with a minute 38 to go, fourth quarter. That will go Colbert to Parra. And it makes the score now 43-13 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. A little mix-up defensively, it looked like. They had actually 2 elite receivers wide open in the same pattern. And Parra with the touchdown catch. Gives the Elite a little something to work on. Not sure who they play next week. Did not have a full league schedule. They'll go for 2 with 2 receivers split each way, single setback. Colbert stays in at quarterback, lofts it up for the corner, and nobody home. Receiver ran to the cone. Pass went to the corner. So with a minute 38 to go here in the fourth quarter on the Dakota Discount scoreboard, it is a 43-13 lead for the War Eagles. We're back in 1 minute.
Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com.
Tom Anderson back in the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. 43-13, Loveland on the board for the second time this game. They had 1 touchdown scored in the second period. So deep for the War Eagles. I think that's Rodham on the far side. And that might be Longland on the near side, judging by his shoes. Kick will go deep, and that is Longland. He's going to pick it up and go right out of bounds. Tried to pick it up and stay in bounds, fell down and out at the 21-yard line. War Eagles football there. That might be their worst starting position. Well, they had the ball to start the second half at the 20. They went 80 yards on that possession. Minute 29 to go. They can just run out the clock, celebrate this weekend, and then get ready for the No-Co Nightmare on the road next week. They're actually going to mark the ball at the 20. And we'll see if we have any changes to the Traders Market lineup here for the War Eagles. Thought we'd see a little more shuffling of players. When talking to Coach Jesse, he was saying that they might really shuffle a lot of different looks in there. They're going to go out of the I formation here. Man in motion. The give is to the deep back. And trying to see who's in there at running back right now. I don't think that is Newman. I know it's not Fields. We'll try two-handed binocular skills. And the War Eagles again fumble. So they're showing fourth down on the sticks. That is second down. Ball to the 21-yard line. Again, out of the I formation. Hand off to the I back. He's going to get stacked up in the backfield. And the War Eagles will just let the clock run out. Our final here, 43-13 on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with the Soundbites Vintage halftime report. This is War Eagles football on YouTube.
Paisanos Pachias, pizza and more. Tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches. And don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. We also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Playmakers, sports cars, memorabilia, and gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events, and go online at PlaymakersLLC.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at DakotaDiscountRV.com.
Welcome back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Tom Anderson with you. This is the Soundbites Vintage postgame report. A big win opening night here for the Rapid City War Eagles. 43-13 is the final, and the defense did their job. 3 carries on the night by running backs for Loveland. They were held to just 3 yards. At another 8 carries by the quarterback. 6 of those were sacks, minus 35 yards, rushing yards for Loveland here tonight. 18 of 37 through the air, 7 interceptions, 228 yards through the air. That's 193 yards of total offense for Loveland. For Rapid City, 23 carries, 85 yards, 9 carries, 48 yards on the night for Derek Newman, 2 carries, 2 yards for Devo Fields. John Marta had 3 carries for 26. Tony Pierce, 1 for 21, and then there were some sacks in there, a couple of team numbers because of losses on fumbles. As a team, 23 of 85, 13 of 26, no interceptions, 138 yards on the night for John Marta, and he had 4 touchdowns. Brady Freeland, 4 catches for 42 yards. Covey Ulmer, 2 catches for 11. Tony Pierce, 1 for 10. That was one of the touchdowns. Eddie Rooks, 1 for 6. Big play, R.J. Smith, 4 catches, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an 18-yard touchdown pass to Savon Messeth. Boy, the scoring side is busy. Marta hit Pierce for the first touchdown from 10 yards out. That came in the first quarter. Jordan Kirksey on the next possession by Loveland picks off a pass. Unofficially went 85 yards for the touchdown. 4:40 to go in the first quarter is a quick 12-0 lead for Rapid City. They would add another 12 points in the second quarter as Marta hit Messeth for an 18-yard touchdown pass with 8:29 to go in the half. Loveland finally got on the board, moving to Davenport with 6:56 to go, and then R.J. Smith, his offensive touchdown for the night, a 13-yard touchdown pass from Marta. That made it 24-7 at the half. War Eagles got the ball to start the third quarter. At the 20, they went 80 yards on that drive. Marta to R.J. Smith for the touchdown from 12 yards out. Made it 30-7. Offenses kind of bogged down the rest of the third quarter. Then as fourth quarter got underway, R.J. Smith, an 85-yard touchdown pick six, and one of the craziest interception pick sixes I've seen. He caught the ball. Everybody just kind of stopped playing like there was a whistle or a flag. He just kind of trotted his way down, directed some traffic, made his way into the end zone, never really got touched. Loveland just had a lot of people standing around, nobody really pursuing. And then Denham Rodham, about a 75-yard touchdown interception return to close out the scoring for Rapid City. Loveland got on the board for the second time. Parra caught back-to-back passes, including a 27-yard touchdown pass. 43-13 is our final. A lot of penalties on Rapid City tonight. They were penalized 5 times in the second half. 4 of those were major penalties. 65 yards there, 7 penalties in the first half for 55, 12 penalties, 130 yards. We are going to name our Paisanos Paquia player of the game. I've got to figure out who that is. So we're going to do that when we come back to O'Hara Stadium and the Soundbites Vintage postgame show. So we'll do that in 2 minutes.
Soundbites Vintage is your entertainment destination in the Traders Market in the Uptown Rapid Mall. We have music on vinyl, CD and tape, movies on DVD, VHS, and even Laserdisc, stereo equipment, TVs, VCR, and DVD players. Into collecting, you'll find sports and gaming cards, Star Wars, Star Trek, and other collectible figures, along with Hot Wheels and die-cast. They also have video games, books, comics, Barbies, and lots more. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Dakota Discount RV is your local RV dealer. Big thanks to Kevin and the gang for their participation in these webcasts. It's summertime and they are ready with a fresh lineup for your camping adventures. Find Dakota Discount RV in Rapid City at 3330 Mall Drive and just off exit 48 on JB Road in Somerset. Sales, parts, and service, 605-388-8243, and their website with their full inventory at dakotadiscountrv.com. At Mike's Auto Sales, you'll be dealing with the owner, Mike Kuhn. He's been in the business a long time and knows just how important you are. In fact, ask about the 3-month, 3,000-mile You Matter guarantee. Follow them on Facebook. Find the full inventory online at Mike'sAutoSalesRC.com. They're located at 308 East North Street or call 605-231-8890. Thanks so much to Mike's Auto Sales for supporting local sports and this webcast. Paisanos Pachias, pizza and more, tasty appetizers, homemade soups and salads, signature sandwiches, and don't miss the daily specials. If you haven't had Paisanos pizza, you haven't had pizza. Dine in or carry out, call 605-341-6941 or visit Paisanos at 3618 Canyon Lake Drive. You can also follow along on Facebook. Thanks to Stacy and everyone at Paisanos for their support of Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Playmakers, sports cars, memorabilia, and gaming is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the J.C. Penney wing. Brad, Justin, and the rest of the staff at Playmakers make collecting fun with a wide selection of sports and gaming, plus trade nights, gaming tournaments, and card shows. Follow on Facebook for all the latest inventory and events and go online at playmakersllc.com. Thanks to Playmakers for supporting Rapid City Sports and this webcast. Traders Market is located in the Uptown Rapid Mall in the former Sears location in the East Wing. You'll find more than 4 dozen vendors with more offerings that can be listed. Custom crafts, furniture and toys, housewares, tools, collectibles of all kinds, plus music, movies, games. Don't forget jewelry, clothing, books, electronics, and more. If you can't find it at Traders Market, you may not find it. Big thanks to all the vendors for their support of this webcast. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4.
Welcome back to the Mike's Auto Sales broadcast booth. A big night for the defense, especially for the Rapid City War Eagles. A 43-13 win on the Dakota Discount RV scoreboard. Paisanos player of the game. Boy, it was a tough one. I'm going to go with Jordan Kirksey. He had 3 first-half interceptions, including a pick-6, and that really set the tone. R.J. Smith had a receiving touchdown. He had a pick-6 as well. But it is Jordan Kirksey, our Paisano Paquia player of the game. 1-0 on the season for the War Eagles. Their next home game is June 6th versus the Colorado COS Flames. They're on the road next week against the NOCO Nightmare. In between Memorial Day weekend, we will be off. And then they will be on the road for a couple of games after that Flames game. Or one game, rather, to close out the first half of the season. I believe they go to play the Mile High Eagles. Then they come back for a couple of home games before finishing the season on the road. Wanted to thank all of our webcast sponsors, Mike's Auto Sales, Dakota Discount RV, Playmakers, Traders Market, Soundbites Vintage, and Paisanos Paquia. Thanks also to the team sponsors. Find their list here. Oh, there are so many papers at the end of the night. The game sponsors include Play It Again Sports, NutriShop, Casey Peterson, Active Life Chiropractic, Monument Health Sports Performance Institute, Kodiak Handyman and Auto, Hidden Gems Photo, RYMC Highlights, Colt 45 Entertainment, Hidden Gems Elite, Social House, Inland Truck Parts and Service, Sanchez Flooring, On Time Apparel, Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Impact Kids Academy, and the Impact Learning and Development. So once again, the final score tonight, the War Eagles